freaks, it's Friday, September 26, 2025. Coming up on the program today, the world premiere of Meade Skelton's Distorted View song. Plus, Jesus Christ appears to be an ugly crier. One liquid ass attack cost a school district over $50,000. And order your Minnie Mouse getting fucked in the ass by Mickey Christmas ornaments today.
Kool-Aid.
Something that's meant to be enjoyable.
Summertime and fun.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, a 5-cent package makes 2 quarts of.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
Wednesday afternoon, this Brightmoor block was full of Kool-Aid smiles. But Tuesday night, not so much.
I've lived on this block over 20 years. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Some bad boys were hanging out on Lamphere in front of this old abandoned school building. There were a few other fellas in front of this house across the street. And there were some verbal blows being thrown from both sides.
The initial argument, from my understanding, began over Kool-Aid.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, right. Several Detroit cops confirmed that 2 of the dudes from the 2 crews were fighting over who makes the best Kool-Aid. But the tongue lashings turned into a gunfight.
They started shooting at each other.
Over Kool-Aid, I don't know what to say.
I know, right? Can you believe this? The 2 young men pulled out their pistols and opened fire. But they both missed their intended target. They ended up hitting 2 other guys. One in the wrist, and the other took a bullet to the butt.
I just don't understand some of the kids today. I just don't get it.
Some people ain't got much to live for, so the smallest arguments turn into the biggest things.
The way people are, it doesn't take very much.
It's Distorted View Daily, sponsored by DV listener Lars from California. Again.
SMH. I think that means shaking my head.
Full bloom AIDS.
You know Optimus Prime is my husband, nigga.
Yes, Dimension back here with you one more time as we wrap things up the week here on the Friday show. Apparently, I misspoke when I said we were completely out of sponsors. In reality, we've got our very first repeat sponsor. Yes, Lars from California is at it again. Rodderpay, tell us more.
Lars writes, I'm your longtime near-dead listener since 2005. I don't know what you have in the queue between now and when you post the show I end up sponsoring, but based on the shows you've posted to date, I believe mine is the first repeat sponsorship. My request is simple, I think, and it's Timmy Boo's choice. I want you to replay a Lord Douche rant, and I want you to pick the rant that you feel best captures the essence of Lord Douche's OCD insanity.
Well, Lars, thank you so much for not only sponsoring DV once, but coming back a second time. Really appreciate that. As for your request, later on in the program, I will try to accommodate it. I have a bad memory, so I don't always remember what I talked about, and more importantly, when I talked about it. So I'm going to have to rely on our friends over at the Blackulator Caucasiatron to try to find an old episode of DV where I rant and rave about Lord Douche. If you guys have a favorite Lord Douche rant, call into the voicemail line. Remind me so I can, again, relive that trauma and go fucking insane. But later on in the podcast today, I will do my best to fulfill your request. Again, thank you very much, Lars from California. Earlier this week, I was up in Ashtabula doing mom stuff, and I missed one of the greatest things to ever hit TikTok. Many of you who are not on the platform might not even know this was happening, so I'm happy to recap it all. Y'all, the Christians went fucking insane on social media this week. It was glorious, but not in the biblical sense of glorious, like glory be to God. No, it was train wreck glorious. Gloria? No, me, not Laura Branigan's Gloria. We'll get to you in a few minutes. Yeah. This craziness all really started back in June of 2025 when an African preacher made this bold, but honestly quite common prophecy.
The rapture is upon us, whether you are ready or not.
Yo.
Today, what people will hear is God revealing his plan. I see Jesus sitting on his throne, and I could hear him very loud and clear. I am coming soon.
Well, it's just common courtesy to let your partner know when you're about to come.
But he was talking about the rapture.
Okay. He's soon coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
He says to me, on the 23rd and the 24th of September 2025.
That was the date of the rapture, as foretold by a random, I guess, South African pastor. That's what led to Christians losing their minds, what little of it they have. This is why it's so important for everyone, regardless of your religious affiliation, age, gender, sexual orientation. Every single person should be listening to Distorted View Daily. You guys wouldn't have been bamboozled into believing the rapture was upon us if you were a DV freak, because what have we done so many times over the years? Featured cuckoo crazy bananas South African preachers. My God, just last week or the week before, I was playing audio from a South African preacher who was exorcising a dick demon out of some dude's erection. Remember that? The guy couldn't get his boner to go down, so yeah, it's evil inside of him. It's a little cock devil keeping your penis hard. We got to get rid of that thing. Honestly, I don't think most people paid attention to the Rapture prophecy video until someone reposted it on TikTok in late August or early September, and that's really what activated the Jesus army. Oh, people did not hesitate. They just began preparing for the rapture. That's, of course, where true believers, good Christians, will ascend to heaven. Here's one woman who's getting her house ready for the rapture.
So yesterday I posted a video asking what are we doing to prepare our homes as Christians for the people who are left behind.
The idea, I guess, is, it's going to be really rough out here with all the good people gone. So she's totally okay with someone moving into her house. I mean, she doesn't need it anymore. She's up in heaven.
My house is never truly clean because I have a toddler. But this is the things that I've kind of come up with. So, here's my little list.
She made a list, a to-do list before the rapture.
And then I went ahead and did these, and I laminated them.
So they're official. These are note cards. Little helpful hints for the hellbound. On one of the cards, she writes in red letters, big red marker, "Do not take the mark on your hand or forehead. The government is lying." On the flip side, I think there are Bible verses that support whatever she wrote on the card.
I'm going to go to the store today and stock up on Bibles and some other things like candles, because I think that there's not going to be any power. I don't know. If there is, cool. If there's not, at least we've got that covered. So anyways, let me know in the comments if you're doing something and add it to my list.
Well, she's being helpful for those who are left behind. That's nice. Again, remember, the rapture was supposed to occur on Tuesday the 23rd and kind of go into the 24th. It was a 2-day event. Jesus Palooza. You can't have everyone floating up to heaven all at once. They're going to run into each other. They cause traffic up in the sky. So, it's got to be done orderly, for Christ's sakes. We don't think about these things, but, we don't have to. God has it handled. Shortly before the planned rapture, another TikToker posted this.
6 days, almost 5 days to rapture time. I'm so excited.
She's excited, but she's also kind of a selfish bitch. She's like, I was really hoping today would be the rapture. Why? 'Cause it's my birthday and it's all about me.
Today was my birthday. And I was secretly hoping it would happen today. I mean, hey.
What's better than having birthday mimosas with Jesus Christ up in heaven, right?
It's not Feast of Trumpets yet, though. But my next birthday will be a heavenly one. How exciting is that? But we're just sitting outside under the stars and under the lights, just having a cup of tea and
hallucinating about crazy things. I found this woman's TikTok account, and surprise, surprise, she has not posted since that video. I'm surprised the video's still up. She's turned off comments. That leads me to believe that she is still here on Earth. It's not like, oh, maybe she was raptured. That's why she hasn't been posting. No. I think it's out of embarrassment she's not posting. The one thing that did happen during this supposed rapture is worlds began to collide. Specifically, the world of Christian craziness and New Age celestial craziness. Remember we'd play those people who would try to communicate with light beings from outer space? They'd sort of like take over the human body, and the celestial light beings would talk in a weird way. Yes, the Council of Light states we will come to Earth in 2 light years. You know, that's how they would talk when they were communicating. Well, the woman here in this next clip is channeling the Lord himself, Jesus Christ. I hope this isn't what the real Jesus sounds like.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Okay, I love you too, Jesus.
You don't understand. I can't allow sin to go unpunished.
Hard to understand her / Jesus because he's blubbering. But he said, look, I'm sorry. It's hard for me, but I can't let any sin go unpunished. And it's killing him.
Sin to go unpunished. You think that I am not affected by what I see.
Jesus is currently having a mental breakdown. I think if people who were so excited to be part of the rapture heard what it's like up there, they wouldn't be so gung-ho about floating. I thought heaven was supposed to be like parties and trumpets, angels, and roads paved in gold. In reality, you know, Jesus is sitting in the corner there bawling. You don't know what it's like being me! Even if there is a party going on, you know, like sometimes there's like that one really sloppy drunk who brings the whole party down because he can't hold his liquor and he gets all weird. I love you. And it's like, yeah, I love you too, buddy. No, you don't. No one loves me. You don't care about me. You know, and then it turns into, we got to make sure this guy's okay. How's he going to get home? He's not okay to drive.
You think that I am not affected by what I see.
I see what's going on here. I watch you and I watch you, and you're all out to get me. Right? Paranoid.
I see everything. I know.
I see everything. Believe me.
Everything. I know the wickedness in your heart.
Oh my God, Jesus really is sounding like a drunk person.
You think I don't know? You think I don't know about Charlie Kirk? You think I don't know? You really think that I am so hard of heart that I don't feel it? I can tell you. Why? Why would God allow such a terrible thing to happen?
I don't know. It's your dad. Ask him.
Why does God allow these things to happen? You think that I don't see the very blood coming out of the earth from your sins?
Okay. All right, calm down. A little dramatic there, Jesus. I really want to move on to more rapture clips, specifically the clips that were posted after the rapture didn't happen. But I'm so fascinated by this person who's channeling angry Jesus.
Yes.
Ah!
You think that I am not devastated? I am. You think I'm not devastated by all the things that are happening right before my very eyes? You hypocrites! I can tell you. All right? I can tell you many of you are lukewarm.
Lukewarm Christians,
You don't really care about me. You don't care about my ways. You don't care about pondering about my laws upon your hearts. You want to identify as Charlie Kirk?
Fuck Charlie Kirk!
Why not identify as my son? You think I'm not sad? You think I'm
if Jesus came down to earth and spoke like that, he would be immediately canceled. MAGA would be like, how fucking dare you? We got to ban the Bible. That's what we got to do. No more Jesus. No more God. This is ridiculous. You hear how he talks about Charlie Kirk? We're down here naming holidays after Charlie Kirk. We're about to put his face on the $5 bill. Jesus comes down here trying to rain on our parade.
Not great by his passing, you think?
He's whining. He sounds weak, if you ask me.
I wanted this to happen.
All right, enough. Okay, we got to move on. Back to the rapture. Oh, there were signs everywhere this was about to go down. I love crazy people because they can contort anything into making it seem profound. For instance, it started to rain on one of these days where this lady lived, and she was like, well, there's our sign. And I guess she walked underneath a tree. You ever walk, like after it rains, you walk under a tree and you get wet because the rain droplets are still on the leaves. And if you run into a branch and shake the leaves, some of that moisture will drop out of the tree on you. And so she's like, it wasn't even raining. I just walked under a tree and I got wet. What could this mean? Well, she turned to her Bible.
He promised us in Scripture over and over that his Spirit would be poured out on all flesh. The reason some of us are experiencing these sprinkles of rain is because we are experiencing the pouring out of his Spirit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that is one possibility. Jesus wants to give you a heads up about the rapture, let you know what he's up to, dropping a little rapture rain on your forehead. Or, hear me out, maybe the area where you reside is currently experiencing a low pressure zone, resulting in everyday, normal, run-of-the-mill fucking rain. What sounds more likely to you? Obviously, the second coming of Christ.
Now, if you haven't experienced this rain, I'm not saying that you are not belonging to the Lord, that you are not saved or anything like that. But I'm saying some of us are experiencing this.
And we just happen to be better Christians than you. Peace out, sinners. I do have an update from Brianna here. She posted late on September 24th.
Regardless, I'm saying it again, regardless of the rapture happening or not, and I said once Feast of Trumpets was over, I would come back and make an apology video explaining that I was deceived and apologizing for putting that on other people.
Well, her tone certainly has changed since that first video. She seems a bit angry. Also, this is not that apology video, just to be clear. This is more of a video directed at her haters.
But apparently, with all the evilness and gossip and drama running rampant in this world, this is what I have to do. So, I know this will not be the end of your mocking and your scoffing, and that is totally okay, because Jesus is coming at some point. That's the whole point of being a watchman.
Basically, she falls for every rapture scam. That's what being a watchman is. Some other videos?
To my brothers and sisters who are watching for the rapture right now, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Jesus is still coming.
You know, you can rapture yourself. You tie enough helium and hot air balloons to your body, maybe a rocket launcher to your ass. Oh, you can ascend pretty fast. Give it a shot.
To the scoffers and the mockers,
I think he's talking about us here, yes.
My heart goes to you, because I know real soon you won't be scoffing and mocking.
Pretty confident for a man who has up to this point been wrong about everything. Let's rewind a few hours. Here's a woman who woke up early on Rapture Day. By the way, she lives, it's so beautiful, Asheville, North Carolina. She's like showing mountains and stuff.
Actually, I think I woke up at 5 a.m.
It was like Christmas morning for her, you know? Very exciting day. Unfortunately, nothing is happening. Again, beautiful where she lives. If she is raptured, I would like to take her house. I don't know if I could put my name into some sort of Rapture Left Behind drawing or something.
I've been watching, and I haven't seen anybody floating upwards.
Well, maybe there's just a lot of bad people where you live, right? A lot of people not going to heaven. I love people. They're just they're on their porch in the morning, drinking their tea, drinking their coffee, looking for people who are floating up to the sky.
So maybe it hasn't happened yet, but don't worry. I'm sitting.
You know, well, Jesus is dark skinned. We hear that time and time again, even though in the pictures up on people's walls, Jesus is very white looking. He's darker. Maybe he's on CPT, you know. That's why he's running late.
I'm sitting out on my deck, and I will report if I see anybody floating upwards. Take care and go about your days.
Meanwhile, you hear like a truck. Like people are just living their life, going to work. It's a garbage man taking the trash in. We've got one more Rapture prepper video.
I feel like my story is over.
Why don't you just
Kill yourself.
I mean, honestly, if the rapture didn't happen and you feel like your story's over, girl, you got to do something about that. I mean, find a new hobby or something to make your life worth living.
I have been so blessed by this, and the Lord has done so much, and I'm so grateful to have been his vessel. And you guys already know, I truly believe with all my heart we will be raptured during Feast of Trumpets this year.
Well, I wish I had this woman's account. I'd like to see the follow-up video.
If there is some chance that we don't get raptured, I will come back and make an apology video for myself being deceived, and that will be it. I may seem like I don't care right now. I'm kind of frustrated because I keep trying to record this, but I assure you this is, it's bittersweet because I know we're going home.
I love these people who are like, they're 100% sure this is going to happen, but if it doesn't, I'll record an apology video. Like, they're very kind of ready to just move on if they're wrong about this. I mean, you don't have to apologize for being dumb, You were deceived, you believed that the rapture was happening. You want it to happen. I get it. But do you know how many times in the past some religious kook said, next week is end of days. Get ready. It's just happened so many times. I'm pretty sure even like scripture says you're not going to know when this is about to happen. Also, I hear people talking about the rapture a lot now because of all this stuff on TikTok. And like the word rapture, the idea of this really came out of the 1800s. Like it's a new concept. It's not even really written about in the Bible. Anyway, the apology video I have for you today is from this gentleman.
To apologize to everyone. I'm here with all humility to apologize to everyone who have had me promote Brother Joshua's 23rd, 24th date of September rapture.
Well, we've got an African preacher apologizing for this false rapture. Unfortunately, it's just like a friend of the preacher who laid out the September 23rd rapture date. One of his associates, a fellow man of the cloth.
I state here, like I stated before, that the date was not given to me. I only believe the man who claimed Jesus told him.
I thought you were all supposed to be so tight with Jesus and God. You could have just asked him, hey, could you confirm that date? I just want to hear it from you. But to me, it just sounds like this guy's passing the buck. He's like, look, I was just passing along information. It's what I was told. Sorry. Stay tuned for a new rapture date. Until then, we return you now to your normal, everyday religious grifting.
I want to gift you two things.
Oh.
Not only am I going to pay for your annual membership, $199. If you book an appointment tonight for one day this week and answer the phone when they call you, godsmoney.info, go click book an appointment. When you
I mean, does that not sound like the scammiest fucking service?
Godsmoney.info.
God's money. God's money. It's not even .com, right? God's money.
For one
info?
day this week and answer the phone when they call you. Godsmoney.info. Go click book an appointment. When you do that.
Yeah. Booking the appointment is free, by the way, right? So, you're not paying anything. The second they get you on the phone, though, get your credit card ready. Get ready for the hard sell.
They call you. Godsmoney.info. Go click book an appointment. When you do that, I'm going to pay your first year membership $199.
Bam!
The next 10 people. But also, as a free gift.
This is this is out of the infomercial playbook. Like, call right now, and we'll throw in, what's the freebie?
We just got in the Charlie Kirk coin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus.
We just got it in.
Fucking Christ.
And I'm going to send you one in the mail.
I'm praying for the rapture. I'm done with this earth.
For anyone that books their appointment this week, if I could get that to focus, is what I'm trying to do.
It is.
You see how beautiful this
cheesiest,
coin is. For some reason, it's
gaudiest looking
there
coin.
it is.
It's not even like an engraved coin. It's like a coin, and then in the middle, it's got just like an inkjet printer transfer of a photo of Charlie Kirk. Yes.
If you
30-cent value
want that Charlie Kirk coin, not only will I pay your annual membership, I will put one in the mail for you so that you can have that forever in your collection. No telling what that will be worth one of these days.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what that's going to be worth.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. If anything, you will pay with your health. Like, that coin looks super cheap. The ink on it is probably poisonous. Made in China, gonna give you cancer. Stay away from that Charlie Kirk coin. Real quick, before we get into the news today, as promised, this is very exciting. You know, recently Meade made that video where he talked about being broke. Oh, by the way, he pulled that video off of YouTube. I think maybe his brother got to him and was like, "You're talking about our family's finances, you fucking dumbass." Someone got mad at Meade and, he took off that video. But in the video, he said, "Look, I'm broke. No excuses. This is all on me. I take full responsibility, except it's my daddy's fault. Never taught me how to be good with money. I blew my $30,000 inheritance." That is the real shock of that video, right? He inherited $30,000. I don't know how. Like, what was it, the death of his mother or something? Maybe a different family member. Who knows? Who cares? But at some point, he had about $30,000, and he blew it all on making shitty records. Not exactly a wise investment. Anyway, Meade messaged me and was like, "Hey, would you like me to record a theme song for DV or a DV-related song?" And I said, "Absolutely." I know he was hard up for cash. I've been wanting Meade to record a song for DV, so I was like, all for this. Super excited, right? So, unfortunately, Meade did not use any of our suggestions. I think he was in the process of writing the song when I sent him the list. The only phrase or words that he managed to work in that you guys suggested was probably the worst suggestion: chicken tetrazzini, which is fine. We once played a clip from Maury where a woman was convinced that her partner was cheating on him with another woman who made chicken tetrazzini. It was a funny clip, but it was honestly just a one-off thing. I mean, we did turn it into a song. Here's a little bit from the original Maury show.
Bad enough to think that your boyfriend is cheating, but with your best friend, it's crazy. I don't know whether whoop her ass or he. When me and Paul first got together, Dominique couldn't stand Paul. But now she coming to my house, cooking them chicken tetrazzini. Our pie sauce is ready to her cooking. What is it? Do he want her and the chicken tetrazzini?
That led to this.
Tetrazzini, chicken tetrazzini, but Paul love it. Paul love it. Tetrazzini, chicken tetrazzini, chicken tetrazzini.
Yeah, it's just a fun little song there. Anyway, Meade was able to work in the term chicken tetrazzini. Oh, he did email me afterwards and said he had some other ideas as well. And he said, "Well, why don't I record several DV songs and you freaks can then vote on your favorite?" This was the big surprise I was teasing on Wednesday's show. Well, unfortunately, Meade has been incommunicado for a couple days. I don't know, maybe he's hard at work on these songs. Maybe he's waiting until the weekend. I only have the original DV song. I have no idea if Meade will come through with additional Distorted View bangers, but hey, let's count our blessings. We got one out of him. Now, I'm going to play, but I'm going to stop the song to comment on some things. And then at the end of the show today, I will play the whole song again uninterrupted. Let's get into it right now.
And now, the world premiere of Meade Skelton's song, Distorted View Daily.
It's a crazy, dirty world out there. Hey there, kids, you better beware. With our golden boy host, Timmy Boo, we're listening to Distorted View.
First of all, let's stop right there to comment. Yes, this is Meade's Yankee Doodle music. That was requested. Good job there. Second of all, so far, it's been quite the layup for Meade. It's so easy to rhyme stuff with Distorted View. Jagoo, Timmy Boo, it's all right there for you. So not a lot of effort so far, but that's okay.
Bodily functions and all kinds of crude, outcast and heathens if you're in the mood. And if that makes you nervous, take a Quaalude while listening to Distorted View.
Yeah, now the song is picking up some speed. What I love is this is what Distorted View Daily is to Meade Skelton. Like, if he was going to describe the show in his own words to someone, this is probably how he would do it, right? It's very crude. Oh, my. I almost passed out listening to the language he uses. I needed a Quaalude. Yeah. So I kind of like we're getting his perspective on this.
We've got meth heads and potheads and filthy hookers walking down our street.
Now, even though I said it was easy to rhyme stuff with Distorted View like Timmy Boo and stuff, I want you to understand, Meade did put in effort to this song. Do you see how he like layered some voices there? You hear him in the background. Ah, that whole thing, I love it.
And filthy hookers walking down our street. Sexual deviants, liars, cheats, and crooks. Oh, isn't that neat? What a treat.
That part is quintessential Meade Skelton. Kind of like old-timey talk. No one speaks this way anymore. Oh, that's so neat. What a treat. And, you know, it's a little gay. It's like everything I expect from a Meade Skelton song. Now, I think I messaged Meade saying, you know, my favorite songs of his are Black Lives Matter, of course, and also the Pervert Marriage song. So I kind of wish you would have went in a little harder on me, as opposed to just calling me, you know, the golden boy, you know, or golden voice, whatever he said about me. I'd much prefer if he wrote an entire song about how much I'm going to hell because I'm such a faggot. You know what I mean? Like, I really kind of wanted an anti-gay anthem out of this. I don't know what I was expecting, but, you know, there's still hope if Meade does record a couple additional songs. Maybe he can hit that angle a little harder, which would be great.
So freaks, come along and gather near. Make some chicken tetrazzini and lend us an ear.
There it is.
Tune in for crazy, bizarre, twisted, fucked up news.
Hold it. We've got to stop right here. Do you know how momentous of an occasion this is? Did you hear what we had Meade Skelton sing? What was that word again, my boy?
Tune in for crazy, bizarre, twisted, fucked up news.
Meade Skelton sang the word fuck. I didn't even know he'd be willing to swear like that. You know, in his normal everyday videos, he won't even say the word hell. He's like, H-E double hockey sticks. If I would have known this, I would have been like, Meade, forget the Distorted View Daily theme song. How about a cover of Straight Outta Compton? Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. Or Eat My Pussy Right. You know, like something, just a filthy cover song. No, I certainly got my $50 worth here. For the swear word alone.
Tune in for crazy, bizarre, twisted, fucked up news. We're listening to Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, it's Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la,
more old-timey bullshit.
Tra-la-la-la-la, it's Distorted View.
Sounds very haunted, like a ghost. Ooh, Distorted View. Well, thank you very much, Meade. That is Meade's Distorted View Daily theme song. We'll see what else Meade has cooked up for us, hopefully in the coming days. Right now, though, let's get into the Crazy, Bizarre, Twisted. You want to take this one, Meade?
Crazy, bizarre, twisted, fucked up news. We're listening to Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow? What are you waiting for? Help support this stupidity. Become a true and honorable freak. Just go to distortedview.com. When you sign up, you get access to all of the exclusive shows we do throughout the week. Normally, we do little bonus segment shows a couple times a week. This week was a little bit different because I was up in Ashtabula again. Still, we did a couple full-length Sideshow exclusive episodes just for Sideshow members. And, of course, next week we'll be doing that as well. Just go to distortedview.com. Memberships are only $9, even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. Other ways to support the show, we've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. You can pledge as little as $1 over there, but if you pledge pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And you can still sponsor an episode of DV. Just PayPal me $25 to show@distortedview.com, or you can use PayPal's website, paypal.me/distortedview. Okay, 2 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, someone I think on Kotaku, that video game site, posted an interesting article about weird AI-generated commercials that are trying to sell obscene ornaments. I had to see this for myself, so sure enough, I got on TikTok and I found a bunch of them. Oh my God, take a look at the featured image over there at distortedview.com or superfreaksage.com. This is what they're trying to sell you. Are they real? Would this ornament actually be shipped to you, or is this just a full-on scam? Who knows? But I want some of these ornaments. Ads for sexually explicit AI-generated Christmas ornaments featuring popular film and cartoon characters have recently begun appearing on TikTok, prompting surprise, amusement, and a little concern among users. What if my kids see Woody from Toy Story eating out Little Bo Peep? That's pretty much what these ornaments look like, by the way. That's kind of what's being depicted here. Eating ass, eating pussy. The ornaments, marketed by a company called Homakis, I guess, depict well-known characters in erotic scenarios that rights holders, such as Disney or Warner Brothers, are unlikely to have approved. I can guarantee they have not approved this. Among the images promoted, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, shown in an exaggerated orgasm face, like she is in pure ecstasy. A lot of the ornaments I've noticed are a guy, like a male character bending down and kissing a female character's ass. And, if you watch the ad and it's, the ornaments become animated, it's more than just kissing ass, it's licking. Anyway, in one of the ornaments, the Beast is spanking Beauty, the Grinch kneeling before a voluptuous female Grinch, kissing her ass, and Jack Skellington engaged in graphic sexual activities with Sally. I want to collect them all, hang them on my tree of depravity. Happy birthday, baby Jesus. The company allows customers to personalize the ornaments by adding their own names to the designs. Ads highlight erotic pairings such as Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Shrek and Fiona, and Batman and Catwoman. Homakis did not respond to requests for comments on whether it has obtained authorization from rights holders. Despite this, the company is reportedly paying for targeted social media ads, ensuring wide exposure to the products. There's a Lilo and Stitch ornament. Actually, it's just Stitch. It's Stitch and then the pink Stitch. The female Stitch. I don't know her name. Angel, maybe. And, of course, he's licking her butt. And the ornament reads, "I licked it, so it's mine." And then you can personalize it underneath it with your names in case you are just totally white trash and want your nice family Christmas to include some vague analingus decorations. The Beauty and the Beast ornament, where Beast is spanking Beauty, reads, "My butt would be so lonely without you touching it all the time." And again, a spot for names like David and Sophia. There's a lot of Grinch variations. There's one where she's giving the female Grinch is giving the male Grinch a blowjob. Again, it reads, "I licked it, so it's mine." And then there's a version with him eating her out. Jack Skellington and Sally. Jack's rubbing her ass, and the ornament reads, "Let's be naughty and save Santa the trip." Now, if these were real and not AI generated, these would be kind of cool. Trashy, like I said, but very detailed. Oh, they've got a website. I'll link to this on the show notes today. I would not try to buy these things just because I don't know if you'll receive them or not. I can't tell if this is a scam. I mean, it smells like a big scam to me. But the website is homakis.com. And, they've got different options for all the ornaments. And they've even got some ornaments that they haven't featured on TikTok yet, including a shirtless Beast on his knees fucking Belle up the ass, I guess. I guess she's wearing a dress, but I think it's like hiked up, fucking her from behind, I kind of want to order one myself just to see what I get in the mail. I did a quick search asking, is this website legit? There's a Reddit thread. One person replied, "This is by far the worst thing I've bought online. The finished product looks nothing at all like what was advertised. I didn't even get the correct characters on the order that was placed. Last year, someone ordered an ornament on December 6th for Christmas. Well, that's dumb. You know this shit's being shipped from China. There's no way it's going to deliver. It's December 16th and the item is shipped, but it's still in China. Not looking good. Yeah, you probably got it in February. Although that person did give an update. I got my shipment and the ornament looks great. I also got mine today, someone replied, but it smells like really strong chemicals. I have a feeling, you will get some sort of ornament if you order. On the website, of course, it looks all nice in 3D. Like it's an actual object. But I think if you order it, it's just going to be like printed on like a flat circular, surface or something. You know what I mean? Anyway, if anyone has ever ordered anything from Humakis, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, let me know. Final story we have for you today. This one comes from Florence, South Carolina. A South Carolina teaching assistant has been arrested after authorities say he repeatedly unleashed a chemical spray that smelled like feces inside of a high school. I remember going to high school not enjoying the smells in the hallway. Teenagers are very dirty, disgusting individuals. BO, ass, too much perfume, shit that's been festering in kids' lockers all semester. I forgot I left a few slices of pizza in there. The smell of feces might actually be an upgrade. Anyway, this prompted weeks of disruption and costly investigations. Those investigations focused on children. It's got to be a kid unleashing that feces spray. No, it was a teacher. Alexander Lewis, 32, is facing charges of malicious damage to property and disturbing schools. Investigators allege he bought a fart spray product online and used it on several occasions between August 25th and September 19th. The odor led to widespread complaints from staff and students. When you got the kids complaining about a smell, that's a real problem. Some of whom reported headaches, nausea, dizziness, and asthma flare-ups. Important lesson learned. If you have asthma, don't inhale farts. I would stay away from butts altogether. Don't even attempt rimming. Poor babies. The district said it spent nearly $55,000 on inspections and air conditioning system repairs while trying to identify the source. One parent told local media the fumes reportedly worsened her son's asthma, requiring multiple doctor visits. In late August, the district emailed families assuring them that gas lines, propane systems, and indoor air quality had all been tested and deemed safe. It was probably like a real sulfur scent. You know what I mean? That ass spray. Officials now believe the smell was intentionally introduced by Lewis. Lewis was taken into custody and appeared in court, where his combined bond was set at just over $9,000. His property damage case will be heard in General Sessions Court on November 19th, while the school disruption charge is scheduled for October 15th. Authorities have not ruled out filing additional charges. Liquid ass strikes again. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Before we get into the voicemail segment, of course, today's episode of DV is once again sponsored by Lars in California. He wanted me to replay a classic Lord Douche rant that really showcased his, I don't know what Lars said, OCD, obsessive behavior, I don't know. This is the best I could do. I think this really encapsulates what I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. What's great is this episode actually was a Sideshow exclusive one back in 2022. I think this is what kicked off the Butterbell saga. Enjoy. I'm going to take just a moment here. A lot of people have emailed and voicemailed in asking for a Lord Douche update. Here's the problem. A lot of times when I'm recording the show, Lord Douche is also in the house, roaming around, and he hears everything. He's also very quiet. Sometimes, I'll be in the studio and I leave the door open just a little bit, just a crack. And out of the corner of my eye, I'll see some light movement, right? And I'll look around and he'll be standing there and I'll be like, how long were you there? What are you doing? He's trying to catch me doing something. This is no way to live, man. I guess I could just shut the door completely, but it doesn't matter. He could hear me, right? And every story about Lord Douche is really a story of how crazy the man is. As you could probably guess, Lord Douche is currently not in the house. Now, while I do have my suspicions that he has placed microphones and little videos to surveil me when he's not home, I'm going to take this chance to go ahead and tell you a Lord Douche story. Let me give you guys a hypothetical scenario. Tell me how you would react. Let's say you were doing some home improvement projects. And for whatever reason, you discovered you don't have a Phillips head screwdriver. Your last one broke or you lost it or something, and you're like, God damn it. What would you do? Well, if you weren't completely psychotic, you would just get in your car and go really to like the nearest store and purchase a Phillips head screwdriver. It would take 5-10 minutes. You'd get to the store, you'd see the wall of screwdrivers, and you'd pick one out. You might take a second and be like, oh, this one looks a little flimsy. I don't want this one to break. I'll grab this one. It's a little more. Not the most expensive screwdriver. It's not the cheapest screwdriver. Okay, I'll go with this one. It ultimately wouldn't even take you a fraction of a day to go buy a new screwdriver. With Lord Douche, I don't want to say that it would be a multi-month project, but it certainly would take days, maybe even weeks, to find the perfect screwdriver replacement. Multiple screwdrivers will have been purchased. Many would have been returned. Manufacturers contacted. Emails sent. It is fucking exhausting buying anything with or for the man. Today's story has to do with something called a butter bell. In my 40-some-odd years of life, I've never had to use, nor wanted to use, nor felt I needed to use a butter bell. I think maybe I've seen the thing before in like an Andy Griffith show, like from 1950. That's who uses butter bells, old people. Butter bells. I can't believe I have to go through this because most of you are not going to know what a butter bell is. I've been living this life for months and I'm so sick of hearing about butter bells. All right, let me just read you, according to some website, what a butter bell is. It's also known as a butter crock or a butter keeper. It's basically a 2-piece contraption that keeps butter fresh on the counter. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator. You put it on the counter for up to 30 days. The butter is packed into like this bowl, like this little dish thing, also known as the bell. And you place that part of the bell in a water-filled crock. So you pack the butter, right? And then you turn it over and you place it inside this crock. The device keeps the butter smooth and spreadable for whenever you need it. It's truly a miracle product. A miracle product of the 1800s. Back when refrigerators weren't a fucking thing. Take a look at the chapter artwork, or maybe the featured image over there at Super Freak Sideshow, if you want to see what a butter bell looks like. Life was good for a year or two with me and this butter bell. Lord Douche found one on sale for like $8 at this chain called Tuesday Morning, which is just like a home store full of crap. He found this thing. It was a bright red. He loved it. The issue arose about 5 months ago when he was washing out the butter bell and accidentally placed it a little too hard on the sink, the edge of the sink, and a tiny little chip appeared. The butter bell is made out of like porcelain or ceramic or something. It was just a tiny little chip. That resulted in Lord Douche flying into DEFCON 5 mode, where he was like, the butter bell has been compromised. We gotta get rid of it. Toxins are seeping out of the thing. The butter bell is not going to be able to seal properly. It's going to be Buttergeddon over here. In an effort to calm this raging hyena, I was like, look, we'll get in the car, we'll go to Tuesday Morning, and we'll buy a new butter bell for $7. Let's not freak out yet. He's like, how are we going to eat butter? What if we're going to eat bread? What if we're having baked potatoes? What are we going to do with the butter? Think of the butter! Again, we do have a refrigerator in this house. There are alternatives, workarounds, if you will. So ultimately, to me, it's not a huge deal. But okay, we went to Tuesday Morning. They didn't have any butter bells. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Butter bells aren't a common thing, I guess. So we'll just get on Amazon and buy a butter bell. You search for butter bell or butter crock on Amazon, you are greeted with thousands of options. I thought that's a good thing. No. How naive I was. Because what that triggered was a multi-month research period. The stars really had to align before I was able to pull the trigger and buy, or I was authorized to purchase a new butter crock. We had to look at colors, country of origin, materials used, shape, size, texture. It did not take long. I would say mere hours before I was regretting opening my big fat mouth about ordering a Butterbell through Amazon. I largely tried to stay out of this whole process because I appreciate and respect my sanity. I would like to keep it. Ultimately, though, there was so much going back and forth. I said, look, give me a few options. Just show me what you got and I'll pick one. Well, just ones that you would be okay with. You know, because he constantly wanted my opinion. And I got to be honest with you, I don't give a shit. Is a Butterbell a nicety? I guess. It does make the butter softer and more spreadable. But truth be told, I never really had that much difficulty spreading butter. It saves maybe 3 seconds in my whole breakfast preparation routine. So he finally decided on one that I could order. And I know what some of you might be saying, like, why don't you just order the same brand Butterbell that you got the first time? Well, they don't make them anymore. They're all either sold out. They must have went out of business or something. Omniware. Yeah, I learned the name of the company behind it. Omniware doesn't make Butterbells anymore. So we find a Butterbell. We order it on Amazon. It comes, and there's a problem. Within 10 seconds of unboxing the thing, Lord Douche knew he was going to have to return it. Why? Because the description said it was porcelain and it's really ceramic. Or it was ceramic and it's supposed to be porcelain, or porcelain. There's some discrepancy between porcelain and ceramic. I thought those two things were the same, honestly. Okay, so that one went back. That was the first Amazon return. We ordered a second. This one had glazing issues. The top edge of the Butterbell, where the butter is packed in, the top part, the rim, was not glazed. It's rough. And that's the part that's like submerged into water, I think, or touches the water. And he's like, well, that's not going to form a good seal. So that one had to go back. Then a third one came, again from Amazon. This one also had a rough rim. But Lord Douche was experiencing fatigue at this point, and he's like, maybe we can just keep it. I guess this might work. And I'm like, oh, thank Christ. But then I made a tragic strategic mistake. I opened my big fat mouth because I was looking at the Butterbell, and I just made an observation. I said, oh, that's weird. Like when you turn the top of the Butterbell, sometimes there's a little gap, like it's not flush. It's like a little warped if you don't close it the right way. And he's like, what? That's gotta go back. We kept ordering Butterbell after Butterbell. And sometimes like the colors he wanted weren't in stock. And I was like, oh, they only have white available. And he's like, that's fine, whatever. So we got a white Butterbell. That had to go back. This, like I said, has stretched on for months. Finally, I took matters into my own hands because we were down in the basement doing something, and like he kept talking about this Butterbell. He's like, oh, I wish that company who made my Butterbell still made them. And so I took this opportunity to really be the hero. I'm going to do something nice for Lord Douche. I went on a Google searching spree, searching for this Omniware Buttercrock thing. I thought somewhere in America, there has to be a store that still has a few of these Omniware Buttercrocks for sale. And sure enough, I found a tiny store in North Carolina that had an online presence, and boom, they had some Omniware Buttercrocks still available. I'm like, I am so gonna get laid from this. Like, I am gonna order one of these things. They were $13.99, which is more than the $7.99 Lord Douche paid, but whatever. I would have paid $113 if I never have to hear the word Buttercrock again, right? At this point, money is no object. The only downside was, our Buttercrock that Lord Douche loves so much and wants to fucking marry, was red, that bright red. They didn't have that color in stock. They were out of stock, right? So I ordered the white one, remembering that previously, when we had purchased one of the other 12 Buttercrocks, Lord Douche said white was okay. So while this thing is in shipment, I paid for it. I'm waiting for it to arrive. While this is happening, Lord Douche is still going on and on about the Buttercrock. And I turn to him with a shit-eating grin. I'm like, get ready for this. You are going to love me. I'm going to unzip my pants. Prepare for blowjob. I got you the Omniware Buttercrock. I found one. It's coming. And Lord Douche was like, how much did you pay for it? Already, there's no thank you, right? He's questioning my ability to purchase this Buttercrock. I'm like, it was a few dollars more. It's not a big deal. It's $13.99, which is still less than many of the butter crocks we were looking at on Amazon. So, it's $13.99. But then he was like, but I only paid $7. I'm like, I know, but that was a long time ago and they don't have it anymore at the store. So I paid so now we're fighting about this already. I paid $13.99. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a few dollars more. We'll be done with this butter crock, nightmare. And then he started to calm down. He was like, oh, okay. Wow, so they really had the same brand. And I said, yeah. I said, the only thing is, it's not, here we go, right? the only thing is, they didn't have it in red. So I got the white one. What? Why did you do that? I wish you wouldn't have. Oh, God. That was like the worst thing I could have possibly done. I'm like, but it's the right. Like you said before, I didn't care, but this has the glaze thing on the top and you're not going to have the word. Like, why are you... I was so pissed off at him. This really almost ignited World War III. It was going, like, the epicenter of World War III was going to be the Henson household. I lost my mind. I'm so glad there are no guns in this house because he would be dead. I would have shot him dead. I'm admitting to that. I had fantasies of what I was going to do. I actually wasn't going to shoot him per se. I was going to take a gun and shoot the butter bell and then take shards of that butter bell, the one that was just exploded by the gun, and then cram them down his fucking throat. And then every other fucking hole in his body. And the tight ones, the tight holes where the shards wouldn't go in easy, I would slather butter on that fucking butter bell. Lube it up real nice to make them go in easy. And in reality, what I was thinking was, I am going to intercept this butter bell before it gets to that, before he can get it. And I'm just going to give it to my mom. It's going to be a Christmas present. He gets no butter bell now. He's not happy about he's not appreciative about the effort I went through to get this butter bell after fucking 5 months of this. Fuck him. In the end, I was taking a nap, when the butter bell arrived and Lord Douche, got it, unpacked it. He loves it. I believe his exact words were, I'm okay with the white, which is also what he says about me to his family. He's Cuban. I guess I'm okay with the white living in my house. Okay. So now we have our butter bell. And by the way, this is the abridged story. There are so many other details. Like, we actually found a store. We went to Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati and they had butter bells. Butterbell is a trademark name. There's a company that actually makes the Butterbell. All others are imitators. That's why they have different names like Buttercrock or Butterkeeper. Butterbell, I think, is a brand name, right? And so we found the actual real Butterbell made in America, so we thought. Turns out they used to be made in America, but now they're made in China. Also, when we went and looked at the actual real Butterbell, it's the same thing as all the other ones. Like the little lip or whatever was unfinished, unglazed. Oh, I could just go on and on about this forever because I've been dealing with it forever. I'm so sorry I had to drag you guys into this, but you wanted an update. You had to hear a Lord Douche update. Well, there you go. There's the update. This is what I've been dealing with. Marital bliss. Not even married, and I'm dealing with this. I don't want any voicemails coming in, by the way, that are like, why are you two even together? This was like the one major thing we've been dealing with. There are, we get along for the most part. We're a happy couple. Can't you tell? Well, there you go, Lars from California. I think that tale of woe, despair, and 27 Butterbells really showcases what I am dealing with. Let's do a couple voicemails now and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you. Many ways to contact the show at distortedview.com. I'm all over social media at DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. Hey, I believe the very first voicemail we have is from our sponsor, Lars.
Hey, Timmy, this is Lars from California. On today's episode, or I think it was actually yesterday's episode, I'm a day behind, you complimented yourself on the proper use of the word beneficiary.
Oh, yeah. I already talked about this. For those of you that don't know, when I was in college, I thought I was being all smart. I got up in front of the class and was using big words. And instead of saying beneficial, like something is beneficial, I accidentally said beneficiary. It would be very beneficiary to me, right? Like a fucking moron. And the person I was hanging out with at the time, after the class, was like, you said beneficiary. That is not the right word. And I just felt so embarrassed. So recently on the show, I got the chance to use the word correctly, and guess what? I again fucked it up. I didn't even know I messed up until my friend Joey told me. He's like, you used the wrong word again. It's not the word you were looking for this time was benefactor. Like, I'm getting further away from using the right word after all these years.
Beneficiary, and you actually used it incorrectly. What you really meant to say was benefactor. So you're still.
What did you call in? My theory is that you heard me say that Joe corrected me, and then you got, you dialed up the voicemail line real quick and was like, ha, yeah, I knew you got it wrong. When really it's just because Joe told us.
Hey, Timmy, this is Lars from California.
Again?
I should have waited.
You want to rub it in some more, asshole?
About 5 more seconds on that episode because Joey called you out on the improper use of the word beneficiary. And said that you were supposed to use it.
Oh, because I was recapping what had happened, and maybe you didn't get to the part where Joe corrected me. Okay.
You were supposed to use benefactor, so you're still a fucktard, but apparently I'm a fucktard too.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Well, the only person who's not a fucktard apparently is Joey.
Hey, Tim, it's Squiggles. I'm calling about the Discord again.
No.
I'm calling because we are going to be celebrating the 7-year anniversary of you receiving a bidet on September 28th. So if you are around, we'd love to see you.
It's like a national holiday. I don't know if you understood what he said. Apparently 7 years ago, on September 28th, that's the day I received my very first bidet from a very kind listener. I have not installed that bidet, and since then, every year since then, on September 28th, I receive a new bidet. No, I do not receive bidets on the 28th every year, but I have received some additional bidets. They also haven't been installed yet. It'll happen.
Give you a hard time. And all the freaks, please come join us.
I deserve it.
And remember, the Discord bot command for this is $bidet if you want to see how long it's been since Timmy Boo has received a bidet.
There's an actual bidet time calculator. Like you can, what is it? You can hit what? Exclamation.
Remember, the Discord bot command for this is $bidet.
So if you type in $bidet, it'll tell you how many days or months and years it's been since I received the bidet. All right, you guys are doing some good work in that Discord. I approve.
Hey, Tim.
Hello.
Longtime freaky freak, low battery smoke alarm calling in.
Hey, hello.
So, I was just curious, why didn't you fucking install the bidet whenever Lord Douche was gone?
Okay, so, that is a good question. I should have. I didn't even think of that. Where were you freaks when I needed you? It didn't even cross my mind.
Treat your asshole.
Well, he is going to be leaving again, I think in October or November. So then is my time to strike. You guys have to remind me. I'm sure I'll talk about it on the show.
Also, I was listening to the show today. I don't know. You were talking about Tainted Broth.
Oh, which I think that's the greatest name for a band. Tainted Broth, yeah.
I like the name Tainted Broth. It's almost tempted to change my name, but I like my name.
Oh, I like low battery smoke alarm too. Yeah, if there's a listener out there who calls in and you don't have an alias or a call-in name, Tainted Broth is out there.
What I really wanted to say though is you made the brilliant fucking comment. Soup is a funny food, and I lost my shit for approximately 5 minutes.
Soup? Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Soup is a funny food.
Your service.
I agree.
You're incredible.
Well, I said it, so I agree with myself. I'm agreeing with you, agreeing with me. So that's good. You're very smart because I'm smart. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Oh, real quick, I did have to mention this. For some reason, some people may have not heard Wednesday's episode. I think something fucked up on the feed, at least one of the feeds. I've got 12,000 feeds where you can get Distorted View Daily. I got the Sideshow feed. I've got an Apple feed, and then I've got the normal feed, and then I've got the Spotify feed. So if you missed Wednesday's show, and that's really where I announced that Meade recorded a DV theme song, and I was sort of teasing it. So if you didn't know that, if you were caught by surprise, you're like, I didn't know Meade recorded a song. That's why you missed Wednesday's show. I've reposted it on the feed. The title of it is something about my sperm hole twitching. I think that's what it is. Why is my sperm hole twitching? It's a very memorable title. Why is my sperm hole twitching? So go back, listen to that episode. It's a very good show. That is if you missed it. And then, of course, I will be back on Monday to start a new week of programs. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye, everybody!
It's a crazy, dirty world out there. Hey there, kids, you better beware. With our golden boy host, Timmy Boo, we're listening to Distorted View. Bodily functions and all kinds of crude, outcasts and heathens if you're in the mood. And if that makes you nervous, take a Quaalude while listening to Distorted View. We've got meth heads and potheads and filthy hookers walking down our street. Sexual deviants, liars, cheats, and crooks. Oh, isn't that neat? What a treat! So freaks, come along and gather near. Make some chicken tetrazzini and lend us an ear. Tune in for crazy, bizarre, twisted, fucked up news. We're listening to Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, it's Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, it's Distorted View. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, it's Distorted View.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.